Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. Wow, we're back at yapping videos. Once again, I literally just yapped about my, great-great-grandfather. Sorry, I'm so sorry about that. But now I want to yap about something else, and it's regarding about my banknote collecting and how I've been emailing central banks or reserve banks. So, the first time I emailed a central bank was with the Danish Nationalbank. So this was from I think this is 12th August 2025. Yeah, this was 12th. Oh wow, I can't quite see that. So this was 12th August 2025 when I sent the Danish National Bank an email. So I had a question saying, "Hello, I just want to ask about the interchangeability of the Danish krone and Faroese krone in both the Faroe Islands and mainland Denmark. Since they are exchangeable in both places, and the Danish 1,000 kroner note was demonetized recently, does that mean that the Faroese 1,000 kroner note, which I believe is still legal tender, can be used in mainland Denmark? Thank you in advance, Pierre." And then, I believe this is the communications department of the Danish National Bank. So it says, "Dear Pierre, thank you for emailing us. It is correct that the Faroese 1,000 krone banknote will not become invalid. However, Faroese banknotes are not a valid means of payment in Denmark. Private individuals can exchange Faroese banknotes for Danish banknotes at banks in the same way as other foreign currencies. You can read more here." So they sent me a link for Faroese banknotes series, future of cash, questions regarding Greenland and the Faroe Islands. And I made this email because I recently had a Danish krone banknote, and plus I was curious as well. And speaking about Faroe Islands and their banknotes, they got pretty looking banknotes. And just to give you proof that it is actually the Danish National Bank that emailed me. Let's in the email. That's in the email. Danmarks Nationalbank. So the next, okay, I wanna check this. 12th August 2025, 7:30. I believe this is Danish time. Then I believe they replied back to me in the same day. Details. 12th August 2025 at 6:20 p.m. Then Worcester sent one. 12th August 2025 at 1:29 p.m. It's like it was 6 hours apart, and they instantly replied to me, and I think and believe that's really cool. So the next bank I emailed was the Reserve Bank of Australia. They haven't responded, by the way, and I emailed them back in 23rd August 2025 at 6:20 p.m. So I wrote, "Hello, I am a collector and I absolutely love Australian banknotes. They're one of my favorites, and ever since getting the $10 bicentennial note from 1988, I just want to know if it's still a legal tender Australian banknote or it's just for collectible purposes. I had this question in mind since the first use of Australian polymer notes are still legal tender. Thank you in advance, Pierre." And at the same time, I also emailed the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, neighbouring country. So I just went like, "Hello, I am a collector, and throughout my browsing of banknote catalogues online, I have seen that the Cook Islands has their own banknotes. So I'm curious if you could use these banknotes in mainland New Zealand, or they're mainly for lichen novelty stuff." I don't know. I think I messed that up there. Lichen novelty stuff. Why are you not focusing on there? Oh, I messed this up. Like and novelty stuff. I don't even know what that was supposed to mean there. Thank you in advance, as always. Dash Pierre. And then Reserve Bank of New Zealand replied with RBNZ info unclassified. Kia ora, Pierre. Thanks for reaching out. The official currency of the Cook Islands is the New Zealand dollar. But the Cook Islands also issue their own banknotes and coins that can only be used in the Cook Islands. Unfortunately, you cannot use Cook Island banknotes in New Zealand. Ngā mihi, someone from the communications department. Ngā mihi means thanks, thank you in Maori. And yeah, I got another email responded by Central Bank. So I believe it was earlier that I emailed them. I emailed them earlier at 9:33 a.m. I said, Kia ora, it's me again. But I said Kia ora this time because last time I said hello. So like, to give some respect, I said Kia ora. Kia ora, it's me again. I recently got a New Zealand $5 note from a money changer for my collection. And when I was looking at it closely, especially at the hologram picture showed here, I thought there was a little smudge on my $5 note. I didn't want the hologram thing. I didn't want the hologram thing to fade away like it did in my Australian $5 note, which I am planning to replace soon. But then I look closer, and it's actually a smaller map of New Zealand, and I think that's pretty cool. I also love the Maori art in the holographic hoiho when you tilt it. So, what is a hoiho? It is a yellow-eyed penguin, and yes, they have penguins in New Zealand, and it snows in New Zealand. If you look at Aoraki or Mount Cook, there's actually snow caps on it. That's all from me. I really admire New Zealand banknotes Pierre, and I sent a photo of the supposed detail in the banknote. I believe I still have it in here. Right. So if we zoom in closer, you see this 5. You see that small thing right there. That's the map. That's a smaller map of New Zealand in the 5. In this big 5. That's reversed 5. Or this 5 in general. It's a big map of New Zealand. I'm using my front camera, which is why it is reversed. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And they actually have it in every banknote. And then they responded earlier with a very short email, but I still appreciate it, to be honest. I don't really mind if it's short. It's just really cool getting replied to by Central Bank. RBNZ info, kia ora Pierre. Thank you for your kind feedback. I will share the praise with our money and cash team. Ngā mihi. And then, just to give a little bit of proof. Reserve Bank of New Zealand tu putea matua. So, now I'm just waiting for RBA, Reserve Bank of Australia, and I hope that the RBA sees this, and I hope that maybe they could respond to my question as well, because I still am curious about it ever since I got the note. But like, I just want to tell you that I really like Australian banknotes, and honestly, I like Australia as a whole, the country as a whole, its culture as a whole. I mean, they quite literally have the accent while overlapping with like British or another English accent, but like I was hyper fixated on Australia. Australia was like this dream place I wanted to go to. I wanted to go there. It was like my number one destination for me. So like, I wanted to go there for a very long time, but I'm not saying this because I want the RBA to reply. I don't really mind if they don't reply. I got a whole lot of other central banks to talk to. But yeah, it's one of the countries that I admire, along with France. Those are the two countries that I admire: France and Australia, along with New Zealand. For some reason, I like it when I see New Zealand and Australia together. It's like they're just the same people, but so different. You know, one having Aboriginal Australian Aboriginal tribes, like their culture is so different because they've been isolated. But unlike the Maori people, they are actually related to us Filipinos because they are Austronesians. So, like some words in Maori are actually quite similar in Filipino. So yeah, it's really cool. How these two countries have such unique cultures, and especially France. France may seem like they're all about Paris or croissant or baguette or rude people, but honestly, if you go down south, it's much better in like Avignon, Nice, Marseille, Cannes, Monaco. Well, Monaco is a different country, but if you go down south, it's much better there. And France has different cultures within its borders. The Britannic people from Brittany. These people actually Celts. They are related to the people in Ireland and Wales and Scotland, or the Basque people down south near the Basque county or country in Spain. So like the Basque country is from Spain and it extends all the way to France, or like French Catalonia. But my most favorite place in France is Avignon. I don't like Paris, even though I've never went there in all of my life. I feel like, well, they say the capital has a lot of scammers, so I'd like to go somewhere where it's less touristy. I'd like to go somewhere where I wouldn't be scammed, so I'd go to Avignon. The only problem is, let me pull up a map. Okay, I'm yapping about another thing now, but whatever. Oh, I want to pull up a map of France. So you were to imagine Paris up north. Alright, so wow, the focus is so bad, but up here is Paris, and down here, somewhere in this area, is there you go, it's Avignon. So Avignon is in PACA, Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur, and it's I believe they speak Occitan over there, or not, but the climate is quite different than Marseille or Montpellier, because they're quite inside the land, unlike Marseille where it's coastal. But yeah, and I also want to visit nearby towns. I also want to visit Monaco, not Monte Carlo, but Les Moneghetti, which is like this old district in Monaco. I'm not going to Monaco just to flash, but I'm very interested in Monaco as well, because it's a small country in France, on the coast of France, and it's known for being really rich. It's known for F1, but for me it's known for being a weird small rich country who participated in Eurovision and failed to win back in the 2000s. And despite being so rich and flashy, at the same time they have a small area where it feels like you're transported back to the normal lives of Monegasque people. And I also want to visit this Italian town called Ventimiglia, and I just want to visit cities along the we call this the Mediterranean. What else am I gonna talk about? Yeah, those are the, I guess now, 4 countries that I admire. I probably admire a lot of countries. I could be admiring Singapore for its great governance. So is Denmark. I don't know what else to say. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something new, and even though I did go off topic, at least, I got to talk about what I really want to talk about, and that is emailing these central banks and, waiting to get a response from them, because I believe it's really cool. I believe it's cool. So yeah. Anyways, that's the video for now. Goodbye, guys.